Hi everyone, welcome to your Alchemy Scope. You are an embodied reflection of Source. You are thus infinitely empowered, abundant, and a co-creator with your context always. You are an alchemist. Divination works because the web of life is intelligently organized with coordinated and storied agency. Let's take a look at the stories playing out now. Hi everyone. Let's take a look at the macro cycle. So what story is imbuing the energy set for all of us on a collective scale? To do that, I'm pulling up the Sabian symbol for the exact degree point of our new moon in Scorpio that is occurring at 19 degrees Scorpio on November 11th, 11/11/2015. The Sabian symbol is delicious. It is a woman draws away two dark curtains, closing the entrance to a sacred pathway. Now, this one, you don't have to be very intuitive to get the whole message, the whole energy set behind this micro story of this symbol, because these symbols, sometimes only a couple words long, contain great depth of meaning. This particular symbol, a woman drawing away two dark curtains that have been closing the entrance to a sacred pathway, is so self-evident. We are opening our eyes. We are seeing new realities. We are seeing the depths of interdimensions. This is juicy. It's very good. And for it to be occurring on the 11/11 portal, this new moon point, is quite something. So it could be, whether you're a woman or a man listening to this scope, that indeed you feel the energies quite clearly at this point in time as we move forward into, a more evolved self. It's ever evolving. The last couple months have been kind of unprecedented. The next several years will prove to be powerful and shifting. We are not going to recognize the people that we were. A year, even 6 months down the line, we're not going to recognize who we once were. This is a very poignant time. You are moving through a very poignant portal. You are stepping into your power, and in fact, you are drawing away curtains that previously veiled realities. So this is exciting. So let's go ahead and move on to the I Ching and see what your specific sign's microcycle is. Scorpio. So let's take a look at the I Ching hexagram that came forward to reflect your particular microcycle, your energetic theme over the course of this next new moon to new moon portal. You received number 60, limits and connections. The two trigrams that make up this hexagram are water above lake. And again, I'm reading this from the Visionary I Ching. Limits are necessary to give purpose and direction to life. Swimming in a sea of boundless opportunity would soon lead to exhaustion and feeling lost. In human affairs, the making of choices and alliances implies limitation, because in choosing one path, another must be abandoned. One key to success is to be mindful and select your limits consciously and carefully. To be discriminating in the setting of personal boundaries while also knowing when to join in formation. Only by consciously accepting useful limits can one's energy be channeled to good purpose and lead to lasting accomplishment. Point yourself toward a middle way between discipline and freedom. In attempting to bring order and direction into your life, do not choke off vital sources of enthusiasm and spontaneity. Rules and regulations should strike a balance between being too strict and too soft. If too strict, they build frustration among people and ultimately become destructive. If too lenient, sloppiness becomes acceptable and energy is soon dissipated. The optimal path is one that allows for the fulfillment of individual potential while also encouraging self-discipline and focus. Scorpio, welcome to your spreads for December 2015. I will tell you that I am filming this on the 11/11 new moon and within the 11 o'clock hour. So this is filled with 11s. It's filled with portal energy. It's very much imbued. I just went out this morning and took a walk and collected the beautiful transitional colors of a maple tree that was outside. And it feels appropriate to have here on the table, certainly for you, but I'm going to keep it there for all of the signs that I'm going to read today. I've already shuffled my Siri deck using this again, my 144 card custom personal deck that I use for myself. I've had questions, is it for sale? It's not for sale. However, I'm in the midst of creating two fabulous decks, and one will definitely be launched soon. I would say within the next 3 weeks. The other one I'm hoping to get launched before Christmas time, but it might not get completed to my satisfaction by then. So I'll keep you posted, okay? So let's get started. Let's see what is coming up for at least the majority of awakening Scorpio-centric people at this time. Let's see what's going on, Scorp. Okay. Scorpio, so there's definitely for the majority of you. Now, this is what I want to say. This is what I want to say to you. The alchemy scopes are going to be shifting, and this is the reason why. It is taking longer and longer to get the shuffle to the point where there's an answer that's going to feed at least the majority of Scorpio-centric people. I used to ask my question broadly to the group of Scorpios out there, so to the collective. What events, circumstance, or situation is likely to be coming forward as a growth edge during this new moon to new moon portal for at least the majority of Scorpio-centric people? Because the shuffles are taking so long now, and that reflecting my very clear belief that we are all becoming aligned with ourselves, and that alignment with self is not matching as much a collective cycle as such, meaning you're going to be assimilating these changes at a very different level. So what I did when the shuffle was taking so long to pull for you today, what I did was I altered the question and I said, what event, situation, or circumstance is likely to come forward for the majority of awakening Scorpio-centric people? This is for you. We are called to pull in our intuition more and more now. And because of that, these will be changing in the coming year. So for 2016, January, there's going to be some shift with that. We'll see what happens. So Scorpios, you are in the process during this cycle of improving yourself. How appropriate. This is your delicious new moon portal. So not only affecting you for this month thematically, but, you know, it's a new moon for Scorpio. So it's affecting the thematic story for the year ahead. Now, clearly, this is a general spread, but you are in the process of improving yourself. A lot of people are. But Scorpios have been through such an intense few years, a couple and a half years with Saturn moving through the sign, that indeed You are graduating. You have gone through a time frame of fire. You've gone through fire and you are improving yourself. It looks like during this cycle, there's going to be some fear coming up with regard to how you express yourself. So perhaps some doubts. I'm actually thinking more doubts than fear. That's actually what's coming up for me. So you might have, Scorpio, some doubts coming forward during this month with regard to how you express yourself. This card says right, but this came up in the emotional sector. So this is about emotional expression, Scorpio. So there might be some doubts emerging with regards to how to communicate. Probably with how to communicate optimally. Now, you have in your mental sector, it's gorgeous because you might be experiencing, at least a lot of awakening Scorpios out there might be experiencing a freedom from, or the beginnings of, freedom of the mind stories. Freedom of mind. And this may also be referring to some of you out there about your thoughts during this cycle will be on freeing yourself from various constraints that you have in relationships, in lifestyle, in addictions, in various ways, in how you've structured your life or how your life has come to be. You want to improve it. You want to address how you express yourself, and you want freedom. You want to be yourself. You want to be aligned with self. So let's turn these over. As you know, if you've tuned in before, the reversals are not traditional reversals. They just speak to how many cards to, how much additional information wants to come up in the sector. So, Scorpio, this is in the foundation sector. There is something coming up this month with a project or many projects. It could be work or it could be creative or both. You're going to feel a sense of you want to go forward with it. You want to persevere and you want to give yourself to it. So you're going to feel a sense of perseverance, like you're willing to and you're wanting to persevere. The fear, the doubts, again, I'm feeling that this is doubt. The doubts that are coming up with regard to expression, it's going to be counterbalanced by some sense of trust and faith in the process, in the project. So there's some project, creative work or otherwise, or a life improvement project. Could be, for example, a house remodeling, but because really I focus on the evolution of the self, this feels like something bigger. I feel like whatever project this is, Scorpio, that's coming up, it's pushing you to move, to improve yourself, and it's confronting how you express yourself. So, but you are going to feel, it might be that this project is obligating you to give more of yourself, to be more free with yourself, to actually not only, the freedom card could be referring to not only freeing yourself of the mental stories and the thoughts that will be focused on freeing yourself from constraints, but also it could be related to this project in a way that it's about freeing yourself enough within so that you can give outside of yourself, give without. So Scorpio, it doesn't feel surprising that this month would be, focused, honed in on you really going through such a time of, bettering, self-bettering, becoming a better you so that you can be of more contribution in the world. This will resolve. This is just, I feel that this coming up, this kind of energy fear, or this doubt that you might be feeling, uncertainty that you might be feeling about how you express yourself emotionally, that's being honed now. It's being honed just naturally. It's part of the process. We're all going through it. We're recalibrating because we're realigning with who we really are. Beautiful, Scorpio. So let's take a look at the archetype. Actually, what I'm going to do is what I did last month, which is to pull 3 cards from the Carolyn Mist Archetype card deck. And I'm going to have you hone in and feel, see where your eyes go, see which one brings a sense of bliss, vibration, a sense of expansion. And that will be your particular guidance, very distinctly for you, chosen by you. That will be your quality sets that want to be grown and matured during this next month. So for Scorpio, Scorpio. Let's see what's coming for Scorp. Again, a little bit of a long shuffle. It's interesting. These do a break though. And that was a nice clear break. Okay, good. So there's card 1 for Scorp. Let's see what second archetypal quality set. Card 2, Scorp. So start to tune in. Okay. Card 3 for Scorpio. See, these were very clear breaks, which is delicious. Okay, great. Wonderful. Okay, so let's go ahead and shuffle your Ascended Master. This is Doreen Virtue's deck, of course. And great. So tune in. We'll see what wants to come for you, huh? And this little beauty is coming out loud and clear. It's Green Man. I love this for you. I'm loving this for you. Green Man retreat into nature is about connecting with the earth, connecting with nature, touch nature, touch flowers, touch trees, walk barefoot. I realize the weather is starting to turn in the northern hemisphere. It's actually been quite cold lately in the Bay Area as well. So, you know, it's a little bit more challenged. It's becoming more challenged as the season turns in the northern hemisphere. But in the southern hemisphere, it's changing into summer. And we can still do it in the winter, of course. So we naturally align when we connect with nature physically and energetically. We move into a natural rhythm. We align with the natural rhythm. We align to our own nature because it aligns to the natural rhythm of nature. So, Scorpio, that is the main Ascended Master guidance for you, and I love that for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and tune in. So, Scorpio, if you picked the far left card, gorgeous. This came up for another sign as well. Mystic. Fabulous. Okay, Scorpio. So this is about maturing out of a delusional rapport with the divine and moving into a place of revelation in an intimate union with the divine. It's about integrity. Union with the divine with integrity, truth, authenticity, depth. Gorgeous. Now, Scorp, if you pick the middle card, Prince. This has come up a few times this year in 2015. Let's see what it says. So this is about moving out of using power for self-aggrandizement and moving into a mature state of romantic charm and a potential for power. So it is growing the potential within you for leadership, for really harnessing your power, your innate power in a way. So the prince to me is a preparation phase of, it's knowing that you will become king, for example, the archetype of king. And this is also princess and queen, of course. So, but this is about preparing yourself with the knowledge that you are moving into a state of leadership, maturity, and helping those, serving those that need it. In another male archetype here, father comes up in the far right position, Scorpio. So if you picked father, this is about moving out of dictatorial control and abuse of authority and maturing that into talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within the tribal unit. Beautiful. Again, another male archetype, which I find interesting. And of course, green man is also male. So there is this kind of action-oriented. The masculine tends to be action-oriented. So, and there's a groundedness to it. Obviously, green man is inherently nature, so there's a groundedness to it. There's a calm. There's a maturity. Beautiful, this, Scorpio. So let's move on and see what else we have for you during this cycle. Scorpio, so we move now to the final component of your alchemy scope for December, and we come to the Dakini. The Dakini is a goddess, and I always, as you know if you've tuned in before, I always pull up the Dakini Goddess to show us which embodiment for you to take on this month. What embodiment, what Dakini are you to become if you are to move through this month optimally with least effort and getting you to the evolved state that you need to go to? You received one that is completely aligned with who you are as a soul. You received number 6, Queen of the Night. As I did last month, I'm going to read the Dakini transmission. I am going to add the affirmation. There are 2 components here. So the Dakini transmission for Queen of the Night, Scorpio, is this. I hold the darkness in your soul, the call of the blood, the shriek of the harpy, the lament of the vampire. In my black net, I carry all across the void, for I am night in the absence of light, the all-knowing. I'm going to read that again. I hold the darkness in your soul, the call of the blood, the shriek of the harpy, the lament of the vampire. In my black net, I carry all across the void, for I am night in the absence of light, the all-knowing. The affirmation, Scorpio, for Queen of the Night is this. I claim all parts of myself, the dark and the light. I am an integrated being. I do not fear the night. I claim all parts of myself, the dark and the light. I am an integrated being. I do not fear the night. Scorpio, this is about integration of shadow. This is about being okay with all aspects of self, embracing it all, loving it all, understanding that it all has purpose and function. Nothing is wrong, nothing is bad. It's all part of you. So this is a month in your journey of improving yourself over the course of the next cycle. Going deep, becoming Queen of the Night will serve you. And this is aligned with who you are. So I see this as being very much of service to you, and a lot of you out there being able to embrace this with delight, really. So Scorpio, I love you. I send you very, very good wishes for the next cycle. And until the next video, actually, before I sign off, what I'll say is I am a soul alignment coach. If you are desiring divination sessions, private alchemy scope sessions, we can talk about that. I do offer that. You can go to my website to the services page and see that. I also offer soul sessions. So if you're needing life coaching, soul alignment coaching, reach out and connect with me.